Isn't that crazy? How we can take our trauma, our pain, our past, and alchemize it into love by making a decision to? Just drop the mic. Drop the mic. You can make a choice to say, oh yeah, that served me. That was hard, that was hellish, that was demonic, that was scary, but that served me. And I love that. I love that I just got served by the darkness, because the darkness is serving the light. Welcome back to my channel. I'm April. I make content about spirituality, personal development, growth, feminine energy, everything mystical that we love so much. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe because you're going to love it here. This video today is titled, All Defeat is Psychological Until Death, because I've been reading Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And if you have not read this book, feel free to go on YouTube. They have the free Audible online here, the free audio book. But Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, let's talk about it. Sometimes we experience adverse situations, hardships, struggles, turmoil, chaos, madness, simply because in order to get us out of our ordinary routine of negative thinking, of lack, of illness, of laziness, this is a shift that gets to wake us up. So yes, there are times in reality where things simply get harder and uncomfortable so that you can take advantage of the latter. And that there is going to be seeds planted within this chaos, within this turmoil, that if you take this seed and plant it, what you're going to get will be even better than what you experienced. I love the Bible scripture. I don't know if it's a scripture or if it's just a quote, let me be honest. But it says, I will give you double for your trouble. And a lot of the times when we go through dark times, our thought process is, wow, this is crazy. You're so in it that you don't have the faith to see how can you possibly benefit from this? How can this traumatic event possibly benefit me? And while I've been reading Outwitting the Devil, it's been very clear that the dark is serving the light. What do I mean when I say this? Because we live in a world of contrast and polarity and neutrality, positive and negative, right and wrong, up and down, we have a spectrum of multiple things to choose from. Once you get a taste of how dark life can get, of how chaotic, how hard, how unharmonious, how violent life can get, then and only then can you choose the alternative. You have to know who you are not in order to know who you are. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it wild? Isn't it wild, the setup? I was thinking when I was reading this book, how the creator of the universe has came up with these very creative concepts of life. What a mastermind God is, that God will use the dark, the trauma, the pain in order to catapult you and be the catalyst for the best life that you can possibly live. You have the pure potential to alchemize trauma into purpose. We all realize that once someone experiences a terrible situation, they can either grow bitter or they can do everything that they can to make sure other people don't experience what they did. And those are our light workers. That is you if you're here. That is me. And because I continue to show up and use my voice and speak about how much pain and suffering I've endured, I hope that I can inspire you. I hope I can inspire you to see that all defeat is psychological until death. I have not lost anything. I've gained knowledge, I've gained wisdom, I've gained clarity, I've gained purpose. Before my ex, before the domestic violence marriage that I joined, I didn't have any wisdom. I didn't have any knowledge. I didn't have any purpose. Yeah, I can say, oh, I wanted to be this and I wanted to be that, but I didn't have the will to truly go beyond my fears, face my fears, and show up in this way, and be able to accept visibility, be able to accept people truly watching me. Because in order to be successful, you have to learn how to allow yourself to be perceived. But once you go through something dark enough, you stop caring about opinions, because you realize everyone has them, and if they're not someone who is benefiting you, their opinion does not matter. What matters most is making sure that other people do not experience what you had to endure because of your lack of knowledge. So while reading this book by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil, a lot of different concepts came up about how the devil uses thought implants in order to dictate the way we behave. So the devil, and before I move on in the video, I want to clear up the definition of what I believe a devil is. Devil is simply the total opposite of God. So think of a line, right? There's a line here, imaginary line. God is on this side, devil is on this side, but this is still the same line. It's one line. God is on one end, the devil is on another end. One represents love, light, joy, prosperity, abundance, wealth, peace, growth, beauty, healing, all that good stuff, harmony, all the things we love so much, purpose, passion, creativity. And then on the other side of that same line is the devil. It's just a representation of trauma, abuse, depression, anger, frustration, poverty, self-hate, laziness, gluttony, lust. Still the same line, two sides of one coin. So the devil, in a sense, is still God. It's still one line. It's just the lower negative parts version of God. And I hope the way I explained that didn't trigger you, and if it did, then good for you. But what was I saying before I started talking about that? Oh, the way the devil implants thoughts. So a lot of the times you're thinking that you are the one coming up with these ideas. You are the one that is feeling the frustration and you are the one that is thinking about the evil scheme that you're coming up with, or that really jealous thought that came up in your head, but really that's just an implant. And why is it an implant? Because you left yourself open to the influence. The devil can only influence you if you are open to the influence, meaning if you're not protecting your mind, if you're not protecting your body, if you're not protecting your environment. You open yourself up to the persuasion and the influence of devilish thoughts, ideas, and behaviors, and create your own hell on earth. You create your own hell on earth simply by not protecting your inner heaven, protecting your mind, protecting your body, protecting your environment. With this knowledge, once you know these things, of course, you have to be responsible. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to say, okay, for example, in my marriage with my ex, I used to have so many negative thoughts about him. I mean, like, all day on loop. All I can think about is how all I could think about was how evil this person was. And because I wasn't protecting my mind with constantly having negative judgments about his behavior, I basically became a puppet for this evil energy to take over me. So because I didn't change my environment, because I didn't protect my energy and exit the relationship soon as I witnessed the evil. It's like soon as you witness that evil, you need to get gone, because then you're gonna just be judging the evil the whole time, and now you're receptive to that evil. So because I didn't leave it immediately with the first sign of evil, not even just with my ex, but with past relationships as well, past friendships, whatever, everything. Anytime you've been in an environment where you know it's not good, where people are saying things that you don't like, where people are being harmful, judgmental, all those things that's on this side, on the devil side of the spectrum, and you stay in that environment, you're opening yourself up for attack. So in order for me to truly ensure that I never put myself back in a situation like that, I had to feel it. I had to feel the raw emotion of being immersed in that experience, which then provided me with an opportunity to know exactly who I did not want to be, who I didn't want to be around, who I didn't want in my space, who I didn't want siphoning my energy, who I didn't want to share my body with. So it sometimes does take the worst case scenarios to wake you back up, but you're not defeated. You're just shifting. Something in you had to die. The version of you that settled, the version of you that was a crash out, it had to die. So by reading this book by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil, I don't know why I keep saying the title of the book. It seems like a powerful title. Outwitting the Devil. I love the title. Like, it's such a powerful title. By reading this book, it motivated me to come online and to share with you all concepts that you may have heard before, but just to say it in my way. Because I understand we all have our own energetic frequency, our own blueprint, our own internal guidance. And whoever this video reaches, I'm so glad, and I hope it serves you. It's just a gentle reminder that all defeat is psychological until death. Your adversities can catapult you into your dream life, okay? You gain so much knowledge, so much wisdom, so much courage, so much new faith, and you learn to depend on something greater than yourself. That adverse situation that I just experienced, when I tell you I linked on God for those 4 months I was homeless, I linked on God. I linked on my rituals. I linked on my affirmations. I didn't link on nothing that was physically tangible with my hands. So in order for you to experience the best life has to offer, if you're going through adversity, you get to use the seed within that adversity and plant it into something greater, something abundant, something that's gonna make those hard times worth it, where you're gonna look back and say, oh yes, I'm so grateful I went through that. It made me so powerful. It made me conscious of how much of a creator I actually am. And another truth I wanna add to this video is that when you're going through a circumstance that you're not happy with, or you're living in a home you don't wanna live, you're in a relationship you don't wanna be in, instead of using your energy, your divine power to reinforce how much you hate that house, how much you hate that relationship, while you're in the midst of that adversity, do yourself a big favor and show gratitude for that situation in that moment. I know it's gonna be hard. If you have to walk around the house and just say, God, thank you that I have windows with sunlight coming in. Thank you that I have a roof and a bed to go to sleep in. While you're manifesting what you actually want, at the same time, praising and showing God gratitude for what you have while manifesting something new, this energy is so magnetic and so potent, because the human ego, every time it wants something new, it kind of has to downplay what it has. Like, ew, I don't want that anymore. I want that. Instead of saying, you know what, God, this was really cool. This served me well, but I'm ready for something new. And I add that to this video because I realized how when I was in the darkest time of my life, I was so immersed by how much hatred I was feeling for that circumstance that was pure energy that could have been used to manifest what I actually desired. Let's not waste an ounce of our sacred energy on amplifying what it is we don't want. That is one of the many ways that the devil can influence us to stay in situations longer, because we're still giving energy to that situation. So be very strict on where your energy goes. Your free will to think is your greatest weapon. I'm gonna say it again. Your free will to think is your greatest weapon. This is literally, your brain is the only thing that nobody can get inside. Like, you are the master of your mind. But you have to know how to think and how to use your mind accordingly. How to use your mind to serve you and not the other way around. Yes, there are people that's going to try to manipulate you, try to convince you, try to siphon your energy. Remove yourself from them as soon as you see that they are under a negative influence, because that's not them. That's not who they are. They simply allowed their thoughts to be infiltrated. They simply allowed the devil to implant thoughts in their head to harm you and others. Okay? Don't allow yourself to be a victim. Don't allow yourself to be a victim of your own thoughts or the thoughts of others. Everything the devil tells you is going to be a lie. Everything that is true is going to come from God. Your job is to fill your mind up with new thoughts of truth as often as possible. I just got off of a 3-day fast where I was in the mirror doing mirror work, doing affirmations every single hour on the hour. Every single hour on the hour, I'm doing mirror work, reprogramming my mind. 3 days straight, no food, just water, locked in. I understood how my current thoughts wasn't in alignment with what I wanted. So yes, there are going to be plenty of reasons to have thoughts of hate, of frustration, of desires, and feeling like, oh, I want this, but I don't have it. You only can receive it once you start thinking as that person. Once you start thinking as the goddess that you are, as the God that you are. Your focus is your currency. You outwit the devil by programming new thoughts in your mind of truth. And you make a decision. You say, from now on, this is what I'm going to think about this. This is who I am now. I no longer think, for example, I no longer think of abusive men as something to fear or people to be afraid of or the worst people on the planet. I don't think none of that anymore. I simply think that these are people whose minds are being infiltrated, and I'm going to stay far away from it. No judgment necessary. No criticism necessary. There was a time where I was in alignment with that energy. There was a time when I was in alignment with that energy. I had the frequency of a victim. I attracted an abuser. So if I speak negatively about them, I'm speaking negatively about that version of me that attracted them. Are you following me? So the point of this message is to say, you get to outwit the devil, the lower parts of yourself, the parts of yourself that has been infiltrated by the devil, by deciding to love all parts of you. Isn't that crazy? How we can take our trauma, our pain, our past, and alchemize it into love by making a decision to drop the mic. Drop the mic. You can make a choice to say, oh yeah, that served me. That was hard, that was hellish, that was demonic, that was scary, but that served me. And I love that. I love that I just got served by the darkness, because the darkness is serving the light. It's serving the light. It's all working out for your good. It's all working out for your good. Like, when you sit and really think about it, you could never lose. All defeat is psychological. So when you experience a sense of defeat in the mind, conquer it with new thoughts, new ideas, new environments. Get out there. If you're watching this video right now, if you're still here, thank you, because I know I'm going everywhere with this video, but I hope it's making sense. I love you all so much. I love you for being here with me. I love you for walking with me through this journey as I figure this shit out. But I'm holding your hand and you're holding mine. So thank you for being here. I know this video was pretty long. Go read Outwitting the Devil. It's on YouTube for free. Also, you can get the book. I haven't finished it yet, but it's just that good that I had to come on here in the middle of like what, chapter 8 or something. But if you rock with me and you know that you feel it in your bones, that you have a purpose that's bigger than what you're doing, every single day do something that is in alignment with your purpose. Start watching more content that's in alignment with your purpose. Start doing more affirmations about you walking in your purpose. One of the affirmations I've been doing lately is, I am disciplined and devoted to my purpose. I am the divine feminine embodied. I am at home within myself, and it is a joy and a pleasure to assist and give to the people that I love. Because your dream life is on the other side of service. The misery that you're experiencing is simply because you are living in your head of selfishness. You're only thinking about you. Once you think about how can I serve somebody else, your riches, your abundance, your joy, your passion is gonna pour in. I get so fulfilled posting content. And a part of me is like, okay, do I just like posting content so I could like watch myself back on the camera? And don't get me wrong, that's one of the perks. Like, in order to get over imposter syndrome, I have to watch my videos over and over to remember, hey, you're doing this work. You're doing this work. You're doing this work. But I also like making this content because you guys truly benefit from my pain. The fact that I can tell somebody something that hurt me so bad, that nearly took me out, and it protects you, it gives you encouragement, it gives you inspiration. This is miraculous work. It's miraculous work. The fact that we have an internet, that I'm in Miami, Florida, and you're wherever you are, and you get to watch this in real time, it's miraculous. And I hope I inspire you to do the same. Use your voice, use your pain and turn it into power. Influence somebody. I love you. Thank you for being here. Oh, and let me not forget to let you all know, I just dropped a free PDF on my Linktree. You download it, you just give me your email, you download it, you get it for free. It is a divine feminine healing ritual. It is called The Ocean Wipe My Tears Away. The Ocean Wipe My Tears Away. It is a divine feminine ritual where you connect with the water and you remember the feminine nurturing energy of the divine mother. Okay, I'm gonna have a video coming out about the Holy Trinity, mother, father, and child. We've been lied to. We've been lied to. It's not Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's mother, father, child. We're gonna talk more about this in another video. And go ahead and download that PDF. I hope you benefit from it. But it's time to tap into that feminine, divine goddess energy that is here and is awakening. We are living in a golden age. You are a light worker. You are an earth angel if you're still here. I love you. Thank you for being here. I hope this video benefited you so much. And until next time, thank you for existing. Bye.